I'm here to tell everyone that the gig economy has gone far too far, and I'm not just talking about 0 hours contracts or people working illegally off the big gig economy and everything else. No. I'm here to talk about serious gig economy. The gig economy that is the police force, which I didn't know was a gig economy, but apparently has become one. So this is a video clip of what is an unpaid volunteer officer. Be honest. Did you know this was a thing?
No.
I mean, I'm sorry, even if she was full-time paid officer, she is a small, unthreatening woman.
Well,
she's not going to be able to protect us from the Abduls.
Sure, we're not getting onto that, though, today. We're looking instead at just... I didn't know this was a gig you could get, but this clip that's gone viral about this woman is she's standing here shouting at a lady who wants to sing church songs or busking or something. And so she comes up and is insistent that you're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church grounds, which isn't the law. Doesn't make any bloody sense. And who the hell are you?
Is she trying to suggest it's a public order offense or something?
It's really weird. I don't have time to play the whole thing now, but she's literally just arguing in a foreign accent, which, okay, like a very strong foreign accent is just a recent foreigner
or something.
She's Bulgarian.
Oh,
so this Bulgarian unpaid volunteer officer is dictating to people the laws of England that don't exist.
Bulgarian woman comes to England, immediately plays dress up.
Yeah,
that's what we've got here. We've got a foreigner playing dress up, telling Englishmen what to do.
And at the end of it, it's also just stupid because the person filming, she then just does that. The person filming, it's completely unprofessional, just an embarrassment. The whole thing's just an embarrassment.
That's the kind of professionalism we expect from our officers in England.
So this was weird, to say the least. And the response, I will play it. Why not? It's only 30 seconds. Let's enjoy this.
To do anywhere.
No, miss, you're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church grounds, by the way.
You're not allowed to sing church songs outside
of church songs or church
you're not allowed
grounds. That's fine. That's
you're not
fine.
allowed. She just said you're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church.
Our church outside of church grounds, unless you have
that's a load of rubbish.
Authorized by the church to do this kind of song.
Just doesn't mean anything.
What does that even mean? You've got to get church authorization
to sing outside of the church. Because don't you know church songs belong to the church? Okay, bollocks.
You do Christmas caroling, you're going to get arrested. That's it now. Hello. You should go to the website because me and Harry have produced a video finally talking about the ideas of Sigmund Freud. I'm critical of some of them. Some of them are actually very good. So come and check out which ones we approve of, which ones we don't, for as little as £5 a month.
And, the police started getting mocked for this, because what is this? I didn't even know unpaid volunteer officers were a thing. Because why would you do that? Why not make unpaid volunteer servicemen? Just I'm an unpaid member of the military. I kill people as an unpaid basis. There's a couple of benefits in it, so that's why I do it. No, like, policing is actually a serious business. As in, there's something we actually take seriously, because it's the enforcement of the laws and fair dealings between the citizens and the state. But now, just any old twat. If you're bored.
I mean, I don't have as much of a problem with it. You get people like volunteer firefighters, so I don't see it as being that different from it. But this...
Well, there are strong standards there.
Well, I would hope that there's strong... I would hope that there is strong standards in the police, but even when they're being paid, there aren't strong standards. So this is all just a symptom of decline.
It is indeed. And the police got very upset because people started taking the piss out of them. Because, as you can see here, that was the original post, and underneath, the police are like, this was filmed over the weekend. We understand people were concerned. And then at the end of it, they just write, we're aware of significant social media commentary. Hello. Some of the comments are personal and hurtful. This is unacceptable.
Boo-hoo.
All right, so...
You have the power to arrest people at will. Shut
That's
up.
That's right. You, watching from home, you made a social media manager for the Metropolitan Police cry in the bathroom on her lunch break. So,
yeah.
Honestly, good job.
You wouldn't hurt a police officer on the internet, would you?
You wouldn't make a police officer cry, would you?
Social media commentary is hurt.
I need Gene Hunt to be introduced into this situation, and I want to see what happens.
What's wrong with Gene Hunt? He's smashing in a nonce. Good on him. Whereas, no, we get volunteer police officer.
Won't see that, Stan.
who's hurt by murder on the internet. Why are they hurtful? Why are people online making personal hurtful comments to your volunteer?
Truth hurts.
I don't know, child. Well, it's because they just made up the law, tried to enforce a law that doesn't exist, which is tyranny and unlawful. So yeah, this is kind of the problem. Like, policing is serious business for this reason, which is you actually have to have the training and the understanding of the job. Because if you cock it up, this isn't just like getting given the wrong kind of carrier bag. This is actually a serious situation where people need to know the laws, and if they're unlawfully arrested, well, they will sue the police.
Even the police officers that are qualified still get the law wrong quite often. And we see that all the time in the job that we do, right?
I mean, let's be fair. There is a ridiculous and unworkable number of contradictory laws in the UK. So really, you need to go through with just not even a surgical tool, just with a chainsaw and tear up most of the laws.
Channeling your inner Millet there.
There is a quite wonderful thing you can do, though, if you're a police officer struggling with that, which is telephone. And you can look up the legislation. You don't have to carry around 400 billion pages, as you rightly say, which is a burden.
I saw you putting your phone on silent there.
Yeah, sorry about that. So people, obviously, immediately, you can see by the comments, look at those numbers. It just took the piss.
That's a hell of a ratio.
Get a sport job or another job. Yeah, police officer was a nonce.
Is the Met account monetized or something? Is that why they're trying to get so much traffic?
They don't have one of those. Oh no, they do have one of those proper verification badges. Maybe they aren't making money off this. But yeah, clowns, gifts, butthurt report, fill it in at your pleasure. You could put in, I want my mummy if you need.
I saw your face there, Callum.
It goes on and on, just people being like, look at you. Look at the state of you.
It sounds like you're talking to that toddler on the screen.
No, that's what the toddler's saying to the police officer.
Bullying toddlers now, Callum. If you stoop to that low.
I will teach them a lesson. Anyway.
Callum's forcing them to smoke vapes.
It's finally picking on someone his own size.
That's the drug salesman over here. Anyway, moving on, because they got mocked, of course. And so I thought I'd go and check out why were the police upset exactly. And of course, there's the various comments under here. So I went and had a look for those vicious personal comments that were made about the lady. It was just crap like this. It was just memes. I checked out every quote tweet. All of it was just people posting memes like this.
It's a Stuart Lee bit, isn't it?
I've seen this, and Stuart Lee is making fun in this of the person saying such a ridiculous thing. But sorry, Stuart, you live in England.
Yeah, so
that's just what this country is like.
So Stuart Lee here was playing a joke of like, people who are right wing will say crap like these days. You'll get if you sing a hymn, you'll be arrested and thrown in jail. Well, okay, well, we've got the video.
Say that you're British these days, you'll be arrested and thrown in jail.
That's the actual thing he says, isn't it?
But it's well, I mean, it keeps happening.
It's true.
So what do you want? Or it was people who were angry. Well, Nick Dixon here was just like, you want people to sign up to die for this when this is your police force? Yeah, no thanks. So do you want to guess what kind of gig she does? Because she's a Costa. She's Costa barista. Oh, it's been hidden for being sensitive. Let's have a look. There we are. It's not very sensitive.
Do you know it's illegal to make coffee at between the hours of 11 and 11:15?
And there's nothing wrong with being a coffee barista and then doing a bit of
I did it for a while while I was at uni.
This isn't a dig, to be perfectly clear, in case there's someone who doesn't get that.
Coffee is an essential good.
Yeah, like she's got a job. I'm sure she's great at making coffee. She's crap as a police officer. I don't think that's controversial.
Everyone's good at everything.
Were they just walking around, two officers going, oh, we've got a shortage at the moment, lads, and they walk into Costa and she overhears?
Basically, it seems so. I mean,
hate hymns? Well, you can join the Met Police. Because
I didn't know this was a thing, and it goes on. I mean, this is the Daily Mail, who, in case you think I'm being low or something, this article here is just a gossip rag for the longest time of loads of text, just talking about her life. I don't really care about her life.
Daily Mail?
Yeah, I mean, they talk about like the holidays she's been on and how she's been to Egypt, don't you know? Like it
almost feels a bit perverse. I don't agree with what she did, but I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, there is a question. How the hell is she working a Costa job, living in London, volunteering unpaid, and then affording a holiday?
Well, I can tell you some of it, which is, turns out it's not that unpaid.
Oh.
So it's, you don't get any money, but what you do get is a bunch of benefits. And there's the right here. I mean, the first one's obviously the kind of bollocks they put on every job. Transferable skills. Shut up. It means nothing.
Aren't most skills transferable?
Yeah. I don't know about you boys. I'm bored of reading that on jobs where it's like, hey, if you apply for this job, you'll get some transferable skills.
You'll have to do things, and those things you do might have other applicable situations in the future. Oh my God.
You will learn social skills. Just like,
Callum
learned
never
those
asked
already.
for social skills, and he never
That's a
wanted
deal
them.
breaker.
Didn't want them, and you wasted my time. So anyway, but the actual benefits, the things that are worth a damn, as you can see here, all Met Special Constables are entitled to free travel on the London's tube, buses, district. What does that stand for again? The DLR. It's the DLR, whatever. It's basically the trains, but shit. Tramlink, Emirates Airline cable car.
Yeah,
What?
cable car?
Yeah, you want to get on that one cable car in London? It's free. River bus services. So
It just sounds like they're making stuff up now.
these are actual real forms of transport in London. If you haven't been, the river bus.
You get to have free rides on the Sky Bicycle.
The magic carpet. That's it.
Plenty of those in London.
But basically, if you do 200 hours of duty, so that's 2 shifts per month, you get free travel across London, which is not a small deal.
That'll save you a lot of money.
Very expensive.
So no wonder you've got Costa baristas signing up for this.
Yeah, because I mean, she gives up 2 shifts a month, so that's a weekend a month. She gets that, which is huge. That's not small. It's actually quite a big deal. If you live in London, that's massive. Not to mention, you then get discounts on goods and services for being a member of the Met staff.
Yeah, you get blue light discount, don't you?
Yeah, and then they list the Met Friendly Society, which offers financial services and savings for Met officers. I took a look at that. It's mostly crap, to be honest. You can get the same offers as a civilian, so that's kind of pointless. But either way, it's not that volunteerish. You actually do get significant benefits, and that travel one ain't small, to say the least. So there we are. That's probably how she affords the holidays whilst being a London barista.
I wasn't expecting my question to be answered, but thank you very much.
You're welcome. But the horrific aspect of that, obviously, being why would a foreign person from Bulgaria just turn up in London and be made to be on the front lines of policing?
I know. I should be policing the natives.
Yeah.
If I went to Bulgaria and thought the first thing I need to do is police the natives, people would accuse me of colonialism.
You there?
Well,
do you have
beat you with a stick?
Do you have a license for that donkeying cart?
Yeah, and they just won't take notice in Bulgaria, if we're honest, of you, because they'll be like, English, go away. And you're like, but I've got a warrant card. I don't care. Bulgarian.
Well, I think there would be something like quite romantic about just going to a foreign country and asserting my own laws above theirs.
That's the colonialist in you speaking, Harry.
That's the eternal Anglo in me speaking. The thing is that
you long for India.
We don't have the opportunity to do that anymore, unless, of course, you're a foreigner coming over here.
There is one more benefit, which is a 50% rebate on your council tax.
That's quite good.
That's very good.
In London as well.
Yeah. So there we are. It's not that volunteer. Well, you would have thought, okay, well, it would require some training to be on the front line of policing in London. It's not significant. As you can see, some basic training on verbal communication. Well, clearly not. She failed that one. Conducting an arrest. I mean, that's not that deep. Conducting stop and search, and then some other basic stuff.
And she didn't even really display any of those skills anyway. She didn't actually arrest anyone. She didn't stop and search.
Professional standards, no.
Communication was terrible.
No.
Poking your tongue out is in the actual police handbook.
Don't do it.
It's an expert technique. Only the masters are allowed.
Decision making failed. It's not significant, is my point. I mean, the standards for policing are kind of wacko anyway. Like, they've been getting weirder and weirder. I think when we're having a debate, I think they may have passed this. You need to have a university degree.
That's true, yeah.
You're a full-time police officer.
A police friend of mine does, yeah.
Whereas you don't have to be 6 foot.
Mm-hmm. It's an actual requirement. If you're a frontline police officer, you've got to have been to university, and therefore it selects for the kind of person that applies, meaning they've been through the leftist brainwashing machine.
Because it used to be you had to be 6 foot, and the uniform made you look like a superhero, frankly. And now it's this.
Okay.
It is passed.
Thanks for the fact check, John.
There
if you didn't hear that, John said Suella Braverman abolished that.
So, Callum, I know that you're not the tallest man in the world, but do you literally see a man over 6 foot tall wearing a Bobby outfit and a hat, and you look up and you go, "Wow, Superman! Wow."
I'll rephrase it. Does a Pakistani man look at the 6 foot Anglo in his cloak and dark uniform?
Oh,
we don't have a cloak, do we?
The old
now you're presenting it like that. Once again, we need to inject some romance back into these things. No more high vis. Get the police their cloaks back.
Well, if I'm a Pakistani drug dealer, there's that, and then there's this lady. I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but you can use your eyes unless you're listening to this. So there we are. But yeah, no, the country is a meme. I mean, I'm just going to end this off on the fact that the whole country is a meme, because a lot of the responses in there were a lot of Americans. Because what else are you going to do when you see something from Britain on social media? So I'll end this off with this, which is another laugh, and I'm sure the American audience will enjoy. So here we are. This is a national.
That's it.
This is a national careers opportunity.
That's it for an astronaut.
Astronaut position to work for the UK government, because obviously that's a government
That
position.
makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah. So
Still earning more than me.
starting salary for a British astronaut, who obviously be working with the European Space Agency, is 40 grand. The requirements are quite hard. You have to have a master's degree in a specialist subject like physics or
I
whatnot.
would imagine an excellent level of physical fitness as well.
That
Yep.
rules me out.
And you will get 40 grand starting. You can go up to £86,000.
That's it. You've got a definite ceiling as an astronaut.
I love the bit. We'll get back to
Do you want to give up your entire life and spend months at a time in space for that?
Yeah. So the details in here are just all hordes of Americans just being like, "What? Really? Like this? This is how you live?"
This is how poor this country is now.
Yeah, I do love. This is the best one. You could work evenings, weekends, bank holidays away from home.
Pretty far from home. And this is to highlight. This is in a country where, as you have pointed out a number of times, there are positions going in NHS trusts for diversity management, where they can get paid up to £250,000.
The BBC was getting paid 250 grand.
Yeah, that was it. 250 grand. Still my tax money.
Yeah. So the hordes of this is just Americans taking the piss out of us, which well, I agree with you. And the thing is, you can click on the link and then go to it as well. It's there. And I also love, like, what does it take? And they go on to talk about how you'll be working away from home, and it's like,
Can I just be shot into space without a spacesuit at this point? Forget it. Just do me in.
Yeah, there was some nice Wojak reacts to this. It's like, candidate must have a STEM postgrad, US dual citizenship, speak Russian, and be between the ages of 27 and 37. Starting salary 40 grand. There you are.
Yeah.
That Russian part is true as well, because they want you to be able to interact with the Russian side of the space station. So there's that. And again, under this, it's just a horde of Americans being like, "Are you serious? Like, are you actually serious? This is the starting salary for graduates in the US." And then they're like, eh. Yeah, so we'll go and check out NASA, because they have their own page on payment for a point of comparison, in case you're wondering if I'm being a bit exaggerating here. And I forget where exactly it is on here, the payment section. There we are. Starting salaries, current wages are between $141,000 and $183,000 for an astronaut.
I'll do
That
the
sounds
conversion
a
for
lot
you.
more worth it.
Yeah, might be worth giving up your life instead of your 40 grand starting salary of a UK astronaut, which
So it's £110,000.
yeah,
The lowest bound, at least.
and you will be paying lower taxes because, well, you're American. If you situate yourself in a lovely place like Texas or Florida, even better off. But there we are. That's the UK. It is a joke for good reasons. The video evidence, if nothing else. If you appreciated that episode from the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content that's on the site, such as the Epoch series, this episode on Henry III, Part 2. If you'd like to find out what else is being put out, you can follow on Twitter at lotuseaters_com on Twitter. Thank you and goodbye.